Hi, Chris here. So, as a person, I had a prestigious and well known beginning, and as that, I attracted a lot of rivals, and I got threatened as a kid with curses and black magic. I laughed it off. What followed was really the years following was really just a travesty. It was a nightmare. It really was like I just would get myself in nightmarish situation after nightmarish situation, and it seemed to be without end. And that was until I was 28, and I had a wild out of body experience, and I met God, and it reset my life. Right? It did. It reset my life. It gave my personal power back. I no longer was a fool to other people's devices. And so, what I wanted to do, I was kind of intuitively feeling the calling to give a primer to black magic. Now, black magic, okay, so here's the difference between white and black magic, right? This is the 101. Let's say you have someone you don't like and you want them to go away. The white magic is they meet their soulmate, get a new job in a new place, and then they suddenly have, like, you meet them years later and they're your best friend, etc. Black magic is like they get cancer and then a syphilis pond opens under their house and then everything burns down. you know it's like you go back to that person later and they've got black stuff coming out their pores and they're shaking and falling apart. Like that's really like when an evil's been done to a person. And so the reason I had to get into it is I had to cancel what had been done to me. I had to learn how to overpower and change it. So yeah, black magic is exactly like Buddhas are shown with a white leash and a dark leash. Yeah, you cannot be a psychically active Buddha and not have the ability to command demons, because at the very least you have to tell them to stop or leave, right? And so this is an overall primer. So the order of call them cheating. Number one is you can hire spirits to do anything for you. Number two is you can hire spirits with emotional energy. You don't even need to pay them, right? You can just really mean it. And so this is kind of like why it's like a big prayer war, right? Is that if you know God and you know Goddess, you know like what the actual source is and you can talk to source. What can happen is you can pray to source for an outcome, and the way the witch or the warlock sees it is if the outcome happens, then it was just. And that they naturally know that God will put up a boundary and stop them if they're doing something that's a violation of some sort of purpose. In a video game, it's kind of like the difference between a protected and unprotected NPC. Some characters are marked for the main plot and you can't kill them. Other characters are not marked for the main plot. They can have any destiny, right? They're on it. Some of them are just creature consciousnesses. There are people who are just they're reincarnations of evolutionary creatures. There's other people that are celestials. They came here from another realm, and so they're not really like this place. So yeah. Anyway, yeah, the first normal week I ever had was when I canceled. And beware women. All women are cursors. You think a woman's gonna walk away and like just forgive you and move on and be nice? No, she's not going to threaten to fight you. She's going to go sit at her altar and do what she's been doing since she was a kid. All young women get into love spells, revenge magic. I did a revenge spell on this person and they went home and they had a terrible time. They did, like, something awful happened to them, right? Something like that. So anyway, so this video is basically how to beat black magic. This is how to win. And if you've noticed, like, I get a lot of luck. I get a lot of extreme luck. I post about it a lot. From guy giving me jewelry yesterday, which I did look it up. It was just gold plated. It was a lot, but it wasn't like it wasn't as it wasn't pure gold like he was claiming. Kind of shitty, but yeah. Anyway, yeah, I find money. I find love. Like, I am pretty lucky. And my prayers do get answered immediately. I've seen some really amazing things happen. Anyway, so this is a primer of how to get over black magic. If someone who hates you has cursed you. Number one, you're going to want to find the psychic who did it. Number two, you're going to want to talk to the being they talked to. So you can use any of them, Moleg, any of these guys. You basically have to call on them, tell them what you want, say thank you, and pretty much expect it. It'd be like you don't have yeah, demons might be evil, but you don't have to be rude to them. That sort of thing. It's more or less like a matter of civil contract. So anyway, yeah, you disengage them and you have two choices. You can do a reverse curse to karma. That is, that if the person, see, what you do not want to do is, if you've been cursed, You do not want to curse back if you've cursed someone before and it's an echo coming back. You don't want to do that. You want to let it go and take it as wisdom learned. But if you ask for return karma and the person had invented it this lifetime, and that is when it'll happen instantly. Yeah, if someone means bad for you and you ask for an answer immediately and you get it, that means that you were just. Yeah, so that's the way because the Bible is a genital mutilation cult that gives a fake world history. The Bible is an attempt at occult mind control. I know it says it's the good guy, but it's not. The Bible just isn't. The Bible will crucify the reader. It genitally mutilates children. Its wisdom isn't the word of God. I'm sorry, that's just a fact. That's just how it is. That's just how it is. So anyway, the Bible will curse you. You'll have to get on a cross. All these bad things will happen to you because it was written by a man. Just like God doesn't stop orcas from violating sea turtles. God doesn't stop snakes from using venom. God doesn't stop spiders from making nests. God doesn't stop stalkers and predators from doing that. Humans do. Humans with a sense of morality do that. And there's also universal beings that do that. We generally call each other the good guys. From a total universal sense, uninhibited free will would be sort of the highest form of self-actualization, but there are, of course, tiers to be had between like self and other and connections with other, and that deeper connections with other are only possible with certain structures. Is that you won't have a whole lot of cooperation and camaraderie in a purely carnivore society. Not really. The carnivore and scarcity. Anyway, I'm off subject. We're talking about black magic. So black magic is a curse. Black magic is like things are going to manifest wrong in their life. Their children will be deformed. They'll be unlucky. They'll have diseases. All these terrible things will happen to them, right? Because of black magic. Like, I look different now than I've ever looked making a video because of the subject. Because of what we're talking about. It's a serious thing. So anyway. What you want to do is you want to cancel it. You want to cancel it. That's easily the best thing to do is you want to figure out what they've done and you want to undo it. So you want to break their words. You want to break their symbols. You want to diminish the power of their name. Like, if you'll notice, you can hear it on the wind, right? If you free riff, you'll know if you've been cursed or blessed based on if you free riff your name. If you free riff your name, the next word that comes is the genuine continuity of what people think about you, right? I guess Googling yourself would also help, right? If you type in your name, what emoji gets recommended, that sort of thing. So anyway, and you can change your fate by changing your name. That'd be another way to escape a curse, would be a name change. Either create a secret magical name that you really believe in, which I have and I don't use with others. They don't know my real secret name. Ron Anu is like the capstone name I put forward. That's like the name I publicly display. But anyway, yeah. So you want to cancel it. Number 2 is you want to do a name change. That's a great idea. Number 3 would be, you want to identify that something's been done, and you want to take a measured step in action to suppress, diminish, deny, or thwart that action. And then once that's done, you're like grappling, right? Someone grabs a hold of your shirt spiritually. If you know that happens, you knock his hand off, right? That's what you got to do. You got to, right? Number 2 is affirmations. Now, this is a brand new one. This one has never existed before. No occultist has ever been able to use this until recently. What you do is you create phrases such as, I, my name, am doing well. You do a version in I and do a version in you. One is you saying that you want to hear back your best life possible as though it is now, and the other is you. If you play affirmations 24/7, you'll figure out who your enemies are, because the phrases and statements that aren't in alignment with your new truth, such as life is good, people love me, things are working out for me, right? That sort of thing. If you have beliefs that aren't in alignment with that, or other people have beliefs that aren't in alignment with that, they'll come forward. You will definitely, on a path of affirming your own nature, run into your enemies. And beware, sometimes your jealousy isn't an indication another person hates you. In fact, they may not know anything about you, or may not have any feelings about you whatsoever. So yeah, beware. Sometimes they don't hate you. Sometimes you're just imagining it. Most people are thinking about themselves. So anyway, Yeah, you do. The day I did a reverse curse and I did really in meditation. See, there was this guy who lived across the street, and he used to just clench fists at me. He would like smoke outside, and he's kind of just like this like really disreputable person, black dude, but he has clown hair. He has got like this part in the middle, and then he has like two things coming out the side. Like he just really was just like a mean mugging ugly dude. And I know why there were girls in the neighborhood, and I played music outside, and so I was a presence. I existed, and some people can't tolerate the existence of others. They really can't. It's like a Beachmaster type thing. He's like he's got to claim the turf as his, has to, right? It's in him psycho emotionally because if he has the turf, he has the women. It's that easy. It's as easy as math. But anyway, a lot of like my experiences with universal beings cancel Earth life evolution for sure. Like the Rainbow Guardians of Light. These were discovered by Amora Kuan Yin. Get this, okay? So I had done the meditations from her book, and they opened the publishing studio for the book publisher right next door to my house. Literally 2 weeks later, I did the meditations. I felt it. It was awesome. I was like, this is really cool. And they opened the publishing house right next door to where I lived, right? I was on 631 Chestnut Street in Mount Shasta. And the very next block, you could see in the history, they rented a fucking spot. The publisher of the book from Amora Kuan Yin rented the house right next to mine for their official spot after I did the meditation in the book. It was just a book. It was a book I got in a Bookman, so they didn't even know I had bought it, right? So anyway, so this magic and meditation works, and so these rainbow guardians, I of course keep in my aura, and they protect me. They give me new insightful ideas. They're the reason I do art. They're the reason I'm safe, right? These things also thwart earthly authority because no human can say, do, mean, or intend anything that violates cosmic law, nor they want to. You know, if a being controlling reality manifestation, if something that actually has that level of authority chooses to grant you either universe, you're going to get it. And so one of the things with canceling black magic is, again, pray for protection, mean it. You know, sometimes it's karma. If it's karma, you want to fix yourself and not have any action. Sometimes it's not karma. Like that guy I brought up, he used to make fists. I did a reverse curse, and I saw him run out of his house screaming. He was blubbering, like going like this, tears coming down. No one can fake it with this level of waterworks. Like this was waterworks. He had peed his pants. He had peed his pants. Okay, so this was a person, and I understood kind of intuitively that, and I predicted Kobe. When Kobe died, I predicted that he died with his favorite daughter, and that turned out to be true. Yeah, I wrote that online before the black box came out. He ran to Malia. He said Malia, right? Anyway, I've worked as a psychic for Betty White and a bunch of other people. Yeah, I have been a professionally paid psychic before. I'm really good. So anyway, um, yeah, this is how to get rid of black magic. Assume your family's been cursed, and assume the curse is carried down through generations. You know, I don't mean this in a mean or disparaging way, but if you've pissed people off, I guarantee your dad has pissed people off, and I guarantee his dad has pissed people off. And one of the things about a curse, this is how you know it's a curse. It gets worse everywhere you go. Everybody's a little angry at you. Everybody hates you for the same thing, right? If everyone curses can be put on kids by parents. A parent can say over their kid, "Oh, you're a stupid baby. You're not smart. You're not intelligent." Right? That's how they get you into the education dog training, is they convince you you need to know something they have to say, which is just an illusion. It's just as much of a lie as anything. But anyway, yeah, so parents can put curses on children. A mom can be jealous of the daughter's attractiveness. A father can be jealous of the son's power. Your parents could be afraid you want to overtake them. Your parents could be afraid that you wouldn't like them if you knew who they really were. You know, there could be all sorts of problems in a family, and usually it's a curse, right? If you are blessed, everything works great. If you're cursed, nothing is right? And that's how you can tell. That's how you can tell. And so, to break a curse, number 2 is prayer. Number 1 is to undo the things that have been done. Do it in words, do it with a ritual. Call on parties you think may have been involved and cancel their participation. Because the way it works is that individual will and individual body, yeah, matters a little bit, but it's more like what has the precedence of space. what is actually controlling the here and now space, what's the most dominant energy, that's the one you need to pay attention to, and that's the one that matters. That's the one that actually counts. So there's this raven couple fly around. Yeah. So the next thing that you have to do in your black magic counselor, cleanliness I've seen doesn't is okay. So hating the natural world is a form of it's a form of not getting it. And so a lot of religions that go like hate the unclean or that, what they're really doing is they're turning you against yourself, because it creates a paradox. The easier way is wu wei let goedness, or an easier way than that is the primal energy, is to understand that you are, I am, like that power. I deserve to exist. I deserve to be here. That sort of thing. Like a real villain, as they say, thank them, will try to convince you and others that you're not good enough and you don't deserve to exist. You're not right. The things you want to do are wrong. Things are working. It's like you're not good enough. I knew easily. If you give me 11 people, 10 of them are that way. That's who people are. Now it's under the surface because they made it so unpopular, but that's just who they are. Just watch them for long enough. That's who they are. They are disparagers. They will bring you down. Um, and so what you want to do is you want to be aware that anybody, from your nana to the cute girl you like to Spider-Man and even God and even your girlfriend and your own mama, can, when you walk away, curse you and hope something bad happens for you and pray and put it in your life, right? And if you don't know that's how it works, that's how it works. And so the way that you survive is you pray first more powerfully. And there are a few of the ways to do this I'm going to give you. Number one is a mantra, right? You have a phrase, like mine is everything's always working out for me, or all I do is win, all I do is win, all I do is win, right? When I used to do all I do is win, I found there were people who would go, no, they don't want to hear that. So I go, all I do is win, my enemies lose. My enemies lose and fail and die. They've gotten quiet and disappeared. There are people all over the world who are having their worst moments right now because they stand between me and what I want and I'm here to do. People perceive scarcity. There, there are many people, myself included, who don't want other people to get stuff because it means they may not get it. It's like an intuition. It's like the more I get, the more I have, and that's the only math I need. Right? Anyway, so beware selfishness, beware capriciousness. There are people who would just run you through with knives because it entertained them, right? And they would do that with words too. And so be aware that you can't really trust anybody. So it's when they say think for yourself, they mean protect yourself. The only way a being's ever going to get out from under a curse is if they will their own selves in between they and their lives, where that other person had been, where your mom had been, your lover had been, society had been. Don't trust anybody. Don't trust Sylvester Stallone. Don't trust, if you're a man, definitely never trust another man. That's not possible. You know why? They're not friends. If Susie Q is the cutest girl, every guy thinks Susie Q should be his girlfriend, and every guy hates every other guy who thinks that. That's just the law of nature. That's supposed to happen, so there's a fight. So we can see who's the best. Anyway. So yeah. But one of those things is the playing of affirmations, and this is what's funny, is that I made a track of my best life. I've been listening to this for 10 years, and I play it all night around me. It hypnotizes people because it says things like, uh, it gives basically code. I've taken these major ideas and put them into lines of code, and so it's symbolically evocative. Like, my car is covered with subliminals. My car says in golden letters, all I do is win. The universe is always on my side. Good news is happening now, right? Okay, so I put good news is happening now. Nobody can give me bad news because it says good news is happening now. It's subliminally evocative, right? And so subliminals are one of the ways, and when you get into subliminals, what you'll find is most of the malaise, depression, hell, inability to feel good is really due to black magic. And it's due to the fact that subliminals, like there are people who write subliminal programs. I knew people who were doing subliminal programs since the 90s. A computer consciously thinks thoughts with words and displays processes every second about how great I am, right? About how awesome I am. And that thing vibrates esoterically. I know it might sound a little crazy to some people, but it really works. So anyway, if you're starting subliminals, you're catching up. You're not going to be you're not even close to the first wave. As soon as recordings could work and people kind of knew words were spells, subliminals were being used. Yeah. So what I do is I think like Immanuel Kant in his categorical imperative says, you should only do that which at all times you're okay doing. So what I do is I say my perfect life, which really just has to do with a personal sense of satisfaction. I say I'm happy, I'm protected, I'm satisfied, everyone loves me. I have special affirmation tracks for the deities I use and connect with. I have special affirmation tracks for sending away and destroying enemies. I have special affirmation tracks for uplifting friends and allies. If you're here's the criteria to be my friend. You look at me. Do you say I should thrive or I should not? If you say I should thrive, you're my friend. If you say I should not, you are my enemy and you deserve to be destroyed. If you don't think I have a right to live and procreate and survive, I knew people in grade school who didn't think I should procreate. When I liked girls, it was no, not that guy, anybody but that guy. Like, really, some people are just trash, guys. That's when Vladimir Putin is like, to the men war, to the women flowers. Yeah, men are not men's friends. Bill Gates threw every other man under the bus to get at all the girls. You better believe everybody's doing it. I'm not, it's like, how many guys do you know have a girl and he's like really abusive and lies to her about who everyone is? Any other guy says anything, oh, he's a pedophile, he's a rapist, oh, I know all about him. He doesn't even know who he is, but he's like, I need to make sure she never talks to him because he knows the second she's with another guy, she's going to be about how great he looks. And that's going to be it. So sex games are a subject of immense drama on the planet. There's a few philosophers who have said, it's better to hone your spirit and to attain immortality in the transcendental realm than it is to engage in earthly life, because earthly life gets dogged, dirty, and disgusting, and really you're just not going to recover from that. You're going to get stuck. So it's actually better to attain immortality and transcendence, because not only will you be happier, not only will you feel better, not only will you be more free and more powerful and probably better looking to most people, but you're not going to give a shit about most of their drama. They're not going to know who you are. They're not going to be able to figure you out. Be like, what the fuck? But yeah, no, this place, just like you see squirrels barking at each other, chasing each other around, this place is 90% that. It's the only mode they have. Anyway, so something about mentalism is that situations can be conjured, right? There can be spoken into existence, and I'm conscious of that. I'm working with different energies. So I can violate my own rules of speech and behavior because I have a higher control. But yeah, I don't follow any law. I'm not a dog. I give no being in this plane permission to speak words over my life. No being on this plane can speak words over my life, what's okay for me, where I can go, who I can marry, who I can be with, who I can see, what I can consume, what I can look at, what I can read, what I can say, how I can dress, the colors I like, the places I stand, what direction I look in, which hand is raised. Nobody, whether I stop or go, nobody on earth or in this dimension, demon or angel, has the power to say any words over my life. I've proven it. Like someone like me would be like, remember that kid who like put a lighter at the back of the police car and escaped out the back window? That's real. I've seen stuff just like that happen. That's when you get into this dimension. So anyway, yeah, the last thing I want to say is affirmations, and then you got to have your book. You got to have at least one page in your life that has written to detail your perfect life as it is. And what you do is you take that and you put that as a higher meaning than anything else ever going on, and then slowly over time that will manifest as your primary new reality. Yeah. So as a primer, how to get out of black magic. Contact the agents that were first used, bring in positive agents that are better and lead to better results in your life and the lives of others. I bless everyone. It's my official policy. Anyway, and I do that. I bless everyone all night in my affirmations, right? And so my affirmations, if I hear them and I'm not consciously there, then what happens is my subconscious mind begins manifesting them, and it works. You'll know affirmations work when other people tell you your affirmations back, but you have to get past the wall of disbelief. The point when affirmations start to work is when you cannot physically hear them anymore. They're just out, because then they're completely working in the background, right? Beware, other people can hear your affirmations. It's a good way to get a net effect of subliminal mind control, if that's what you want to do. But in another aspect, they could actually like hear it and do something about it, especially if they hear something they don't like, right? So I recommend saying something that's inoffensive, right? If I should be able to say I have a great life and everybody loves me, and that be an uncontestable fact, and if you contest it, you are the enemy, not me, right? I am not destined to the shitty, pity, sicko life many people have said is the life that I deserve. Fuck you. I deserve a great life. I deserve the best life, actually. And I'm gonna have it, no matter what. And if you're between me and that life, you're gonna burn. And if you're behind me and wind in my sails, you're gonna get blessed. I'm here to win. I'm not here to let someone else fucking take it all. You don't deserve it. I do. Anyway, yeah, the affirmation track makes. I've seen people come into my aura and just become a part of it. They get swept into the vortex of it. And so, grimoires, affirmation tracks, working with deities, anything like that can break a curse. Visualization. And beware, if you have anything or stand out at all, you risk earning the rage of people you don't even know, right? That's the part of being human. The people you do not know and don't even know exist will hate your ass for no reason and will look to your fucking failure, right? And so what I say is I win no matter what. I succeed no matter what. My success is written in the stars. The light of my soul shines from the heart of God. No one is between me and my life and the life that I want. And that's just the way it is. That's the way it's been. It's been great. It's been really pretty good. Really pretty manifested. I hope this helps you. If you exist and you want to have a better life, yeah, you have to hold a truth to your heart that's stronger than what other people think about you. And then you can do affirmations like everybody loves me and tells me nice things constantly. That's way better than getting rid of enemies. Then everyone just likes you. You don't have any enemies, right? Like I have mine is all my enemies are already dead. If you're hearing this, you're probably not an enemy of mine, right? You don't hate me for no reason. But I have met people that do that shit. So you gotta ask, is it karma? Did I do that to someone else? And if it's not karma and you ask for a return and it happens right away, that means they had it coming. It really does. So yeah. Yeah, no, I don't. People do not fuck around with me. They know. They know. They'll see things. They'll literally see disturbances in the air around me. Like they know